Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. It's Path of True Love time. Timeless True Love reads for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Rams. Let's get down to it. We're doing an augmented Celtic Cross spread using a whole bunch of different decks, 5 different decks for this, to find out where you are on the path of true love, your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path through the lenses of your relationship, not always romantic, but certainly can be. That being said, general read, standard YouTube rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs because your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign are going to get different perspectives and energies about where you are on the path of true love between you and somebody crossing your path, which is why I'm using a classic Celtic Cross with some upgrades, I guess you could say. So, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, along with plenty of info of how to book me for a private reading. My book is in there. Oh, and I am teaching Path of True Love classes on my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. You don't even need to be on Facebook to take them. I don't know how that works, but that's what it says on the event page, so check that out if you like. Other words, let's just do this. It's my first reading of what feels like it's going to be a very powerful series. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. We're going to start with Caroline Mace Archetype deck as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, the higher selves of all involved, and the totem animals and spirit guides for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. I only need 2 of these archetype cards, please. What is the dominant 8th chakra dynamic for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this timeless path of true love reading? Their archetypes being alchemized from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, the soul power being developed as a result of taking the hero's journey on the path of true love for the Aries is I think you guys have gotten this in other readings. You've got the Destroyer archetype. All right, now it is very Aries, even though it's cardinal fire Aries. This would be destructive fire, but the Destroyer here, the volcano energy vibe going there, the shadow attribute, intoxication with destructive power. I've dated some Aries, I've seen that. Destroying others' dreams or potentials, I've seen that too, regardless of the sign. Poking holes in somebody's bubble, right, so to speak. The light attribute that you're shooting for here on the path of true love is releasing what is potentially destructive, and kind of feeling that that isn't just what's within you. It could be about releasing what's potentially destructive in your external world as well, preparing for a new life, which that is definitely Aries cardinal energy. So, you know, if you're a cross watcher, this can flop back and forth. Hell, even if you're the Aries watching this, this could flip-flop back and forth. If that doesn't resonate with you as a soul truth going on, let's see who's crossing your path. Pantheons of the divine, path of true love, who's crossing the Aries path in this timeless true love read. Oh boy, the bully archetype. Now, the Destroyer archetype, I think, is a wild card family. There are 9 different families, but I can tell you for sure the bully archetype is the action family archetype. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. All bullies are cowards on the inside. The bully is a coping mechanism. So what could possibly be, right? The light attribute, highlighting your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you, right? So as much as we think our fears are about the outside, and that's very valid, from a third and fourth dimensional point of view. But psychologically, we have our own fears that may be triggered by something on the outside. We'll blame the outside thing rather than do the inside work. But the trigger is there to point to where the pain is, where the fear is. So a destroyer and a bully walk into a bar and burn it down. They're intimidating everybody around them. Look, I'm not a bully, but people have been intimidated by me. I never even began to understand why until maybe a couple of years ago. So, keep that in mind. This is about deliberately intimidating people. This is not about people seeing you a certain way if you are the bully. All right, let's do the Celtic Cross on top of that. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. This is the interior dynamic. The heart, third eye, crown, chakra stuff to what's going on behind the eyes. Please take a nice deep breath. This feels nice. I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south. Please, 10 cards, Celtic Cross. We'll call them out one at a time as we go. For the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading in this timeless path of true love, POV, Google Map, higher picture here. So we've got the destroyer in the cover. What is going on? What covers them? Lovely. Six of Pentacles. On the inner, success, a wisdom in balance. Not I am balance, I-N, in balance. So you've done this before. You've dealt with it is the vibe I'm getting on here. You know how to keep yourself moving forward in a balanced way inside. Like I said, this is the internal world, the world behind your eyes. The Six of Pentacles inside is about wisdom. It can also mean, never got this before, but why not? This can mean health, right? A biochemical balance inside of yourself, a physiological, a mental, a skeletal, a muscular, a skeletal balance inside of you. You're not all the way at the 10, but you have the balance it takes to get there. Who's crossing their path? My beloved goddesses of fire, Aries, powers of the south. I like this too. The bully with the Three of Flames, Three of Wands. In this deck, the keyword is loyalty. So we've got success and loyalty on the table here. Threes are always an initial foundation that can be built upon. So this might be somebody doing some introspection, making some choices, but there is a sense of patience here. If you identify with the destroyer in this case, then know that this person crossing your path may be very well holding a candle for you, or maybe a torch, so to speak, carrying a torch for you. But they are also patiently waiting. This might be somebody, again, it depends. They're either getting agitated about that having to wait, or they're not in a general read. But their own fears are really what's up for them. So if it is flip-flop, I could see where somebody would be a little hesitant to directly come towards somebody who is in a destroyer archetype phase, reason, season, or lifetime. My goddesses, what's at the core of this for both of them? The Ace of Flames, the Ace of Wands, creation. So there is a new beginning here. This could be two people who've never met before. Just have to put that in as a general read. If I was talking to you face-to-face, video call or otherwise. Reversal at the bottom of the deck, the Hangman. This really could be somebody brand new, that for both of you there's this spark, this passion, this attraction of fire, will, and desire. Interesting for a path of true love. Remember, true love is not always romantic. But with a bully and a destroyer, I could see that just as easily as a family dynamic, right? Parent-child, sibling, any kind of family or group or tribe. What is before the Aries on the path of true love, please? My goddesses. Okay, this makes sense. The card of the universe, Shakti, the life dancer, the world card in the traditional tarot, and she dances right on that edge of, you could say the edge of midnight, right? It's not quite Today, it's not quite tomorrow, it's not quite yesterday, it's not quite today. It's right on the border there, a completion of a cycle. Even if it's 11:59 and you just want to stay alive. Blondie, Joe Jet. So interesting that you're going from, this feels like inside of you, you've reached some kind of conclusion, some kind of closure, some kind of completion on the inner. So of course in the subconscious, what's affecting both of you, what can't be seen, or at least not wholly seen in the subconscious at the core here, is that Ace of Flames. It makes sense coming from the past of completing a major arcana cycle, that the cycle of fire begins again, perhaps deep in your belly. Now with the Destroyer here, with that image of fire, volcano, this might be something that's been percolating for a while, and the amount of time between the past and the present here could be months, could be years, could be an hour. Only you can know that. General read. What is crowning the Aries here, please? What's hovering, what hasn't quite manifested? There's usually an aspect of free will or choice here, that they can choose to incarnate this, and I dig it for you. Four of Pentacles in this deck, not so much the Miser, but security. Women, tribal women, don't know which tribe, it doesn't say on the card, but going to the local well with their urns, water jugs, however you want to see that, to bring that sustenance, that nutrient, that invaluable, there's no life without water, back to the family, the well that never runs dry. But heart, throat, third eye, crown, inside, I'm going to say that is not just a sense of balance, but a sense of security. Like, I'm not getting the insecurity vibe on whoever, well, again, it could flip-flop back and forth, could be both of you, but are you aware of it, that you are way more secure and balanced if you are the one with the Destroyer archetype here than you have ever been before, and certainly for the bully, if you are that, and it's not that you are a bully, you're dealing with an ancient archetypal pattern. I mean, David and Goliath, the Bible, not the claymation series, although gee, Davy, that bully vibe there with this loyalty, this might be somebody who is really kind of feeling their own security, dealing perhaps with their own hidden fears that bully them, and hence the waiting game here. Either waiting, being loyal to themselves, loyal to their path. I don't get so much toxicity out of here, and you would think that Destroyer and bully, it would just be a shirt show. Let's keep it somewhat clean for you too. But I don't get that. I really don't. Post-Chipotle shirt show with all this fire. Let's see. What is before them? My goddesses of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south. What is before the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign on the path of true love? Now this is probable. You can always change stuff in the future. And it depends on how you want to read this, but 9 of blades here, 9 of swords. The keyword criticism. This is really being critical, but this is introspection as well. If there are sleepless nights, then certainly you can look at the 7 of swords, the 9 of swords in the Rider-Waite tarot. That can't sleep, overthinking. But this is something that's coming that you can certainly prepare for if that is the case. But I think criticism, people only see it through the shadow side or the negative side of it. Understanding that critical care, critical thinking, critical writing, important, right? Critical care units watch every aspect, not just your blood pressure, right? It's minute. That's why all the arrows are pointing inward. This could even be a real deep mental penetration to the core, perhaps even your soul, but it does feel analytical, element of air. We'll see what that looks like. We've got another whole 10 cards going down on this spread. We're going to see what it looks like from the outside looking in. I'll explain it when I get there if you're new. What is the lesson here, please, my goddesses of fire, for the Aries collective? Lovely. Got a lot of fire here. The 6 of flames, just like you've got the 6 of pentacles here, if you, again, are the destroyer, the one with the destroyer archetype here. Bastet, play. This is balanced fire. This is really finding the balance between work and play. Creativity and duty. There's a difference. Creativity, it just kind of rises up in you, and you create your reality, you create dinner, you create plans for the weekend. But a balance that it's play, but it's balanced play. So you're still meeting your bills, right? You're still meeting your responsibilities, but maybe integrating both of them where you're actually enjoying yourself in this world and in this relationship. I would say with 2 6s there, this is probably predominantly the Aries is the one with the destroyer archetype. So what's from the outside looking in? How are they vibing? What is their heart, third eye crown if we were to walk up to them on the street on the path of true love? Another fire card, the 7. Now this is victory. I know a lot would say, well, 6 of Wands is the victory card. Well, Fiona Morgan, Daughters of the Moon, Tarot made it the 7. Really, you have momentum carrying you forward here. Whatever it is you're doing, whether you feel this way or not, from how the world is seeing you, you are driven, you are victorious, you are jumping over hurdles, breaking through blockages. I mean, look, there's always shadow work involved in relationships, right? But you can only heal your own shadow, but it is collective, the shadow. There's only one shadow. So as you heal yours, you're helping everybody heal, but that doesn't mean you can heal somebody by healing yourself. It doesn't work like that. You have to heal you for you. But there's victory. You're really not coming off as a loser here. You're coming off as a winner. This moving forward, I love this card. Women on the back of horses holding fireballs in their hands. But the horses are galloping, the women are galloping, in the same direction as the molten magma beneath the ground, all moving in the same direction. So great forward movement, great forward momentum. I'm really liking this. Now let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 fire cards on the table. Let's see what your fate and your destiny is. Brave. Because this is the staff. The side ones are the more universal spiritual stuff. Here we go. My goddesses of fire. Sign of Aries. Powers of the South. What are their hopes and fears? Their fate to be alchemized into destiny in this relationship, this destroyer bully contract on the path of true love. A 3, your second 3. This is my favorite minor arcana card in this deck. 3 of Pentacles, clay woman, takes the dirt from the ground, kind of sorts out what's clay, what's dirt, right? Molds the clay into something. And this is the stage right before it gets put into the kiln or the baking oven to turn it into something fixed. It's still malleable, mutable earth. This is like a Virgo card for me. Doesn't mean, excuse me, necessarily that you're dealing with a Virgo there. But again, 3, a solid foundation. So this bully, the one with the bully, I have to stop calling them bullies. It's not, they're dealing with the power of it. They have this loyalty, this waiting. So you've got 2 6s and 2 3s. This is really looking good. And I think this person is, well, there's no question that they are part of your fate, but to alchemize it into destiny, this is saying the interior work. It's like, get your fingers in that interior clay. What are your solid foundations? No, don't freak, just because you went from a 4 to a 3, 4 of Pentacles to 3 of Pentacles, this can say that this is what you may not be aware of, that you may not be completely ready for whatever is going on, but you're in that process of creating something that will become permanent. Again, when it's inside the round cards, how I read, it's wisdom. So your wisdom is still coming together here, but it feels like as this comes down, that will turn into the security. You're going to feel secure about you, at least, with whatever is going on here. Well, I like that. All right. My goddesses, last card down, the outcome, the most probable outcome of the timeline. The timeline for this, yeah, this feels, this one's gonna feels dicey. Can't focus on this for some reason. Please Last card down. What's their most probable outcome this timeline of this lifetime for the Aries path of true love? Why not? It's the Star. Your only other major arcana card on the table is the Universe. So we're looking at the end part of the cycle here. And it might be that your guidance and your grace is beaming down to you. You're going to see this from a higher place. Yes, there's always a wish element with wishing on a star. But with the amount of fire here, I feel like this is being lit up by your own higher self, right? Really aligning yourself with your destiny, if you will, because you're doing the inner work in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just reflecting on the wisdom that you've already gained. It's bringing you to a nice, solid foundation that can be built upon, yes, to collaborate with others, maybe to work with this bully or destroyer as you choose. But the Star is the highest vibrational card in the deck for me, because in terms of altitude, there's the moon, there's the sun, and then there's the star way up there. The stars can be burnt out, right? The light hitting us here, sent forth from the star billions of years ago. But this is about working hard as well as following your star. Read Terry Pratchett's We Free Men, WEEFREEMEN. Miss Perspicacia Tick has something to say about following your star, and I agree with her. This is really on the inside, really, really lit. I mean, by the element of fire and ending with the star. I feel like why that shuffle felt so like, is because it's really crown chakra here. It's something that has no words to it. It's just this feeling. May not make sense to you in this reading, let alone when you hit this, but it's going to light you up spiritually. All right. From the outside looking in, from the inside looking out, can be both of those things. Let's look at the lower three chakras. Lower three chakras, really about the physical world, but also your different relationships. Tribal, one-on-one, and your relationship with yourself. Please breathe. Come on, guys, here we go. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please. 10 cards, face up, we'll call them out one at a time for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, and this destroyer bully contract going on here. We've got the destroyer in the 8th chakra, 6 of Pentacles, balance on the inner, and on the outer, the 5 of Wands, yet another fire card. But this is about conflict, but playing the game as well. It's only a 5. This is Jason of Jason and the Argonauts defeating the dragon, but he doesn't kill the dragon. Medea, yeah, it's Medea, helps. Is Medea or Ariadne? Myths, yes. Carol Kane. Puts the dragon to sleep using her magic to do so. So this is the necessary stuff that needs to get done. For the success, you've got this balance inside of you. And in terms of your own personal path, I feel like, yeah, sure, you're dealing with some conflicts. You're dealing with some battles. It's not major arcana, though. Might be necessary price of admission to manifest what you want here. So that does make sense. And I mean, as a destroyer archetype, it's like, okay, if I gotta burn down the village to get where I gotta get, I'm gonna do it, because you have that kind of balanced momentum inside of you, right? Well, element of fire, element of transformation, releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for new life. Feels like you're in that process. But underneath is really driven this ace of, this could easily be you meet somebody and you just start letting go of people and kind of doing what's necessary to be together. Doesn't have to be, obviously. My gods, person crossing their path has the bully in the 8th chakra, 3 of Wands on the inner. Your first double whammy, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. So this person's feeling it, and chances are they're going to come to you, right? Ace of Wands. It's that initiatory. This is talking of the 5 of Wands that the one with the destroyer has. This is Zeus saying, here's the quest. The quest is go get the golden fleece. And you're like, all right, let's go do it. I'm doing it. You're underway, but of course, there's definitely some conflict, maybe some conflict resolution, or you're just pushing through what you need to get through here. And, you know, come on, this is why divination is fun. Double whammies, 2 different decks. That seed of fire, I feel like this bully is feeling it. Where you might be fighting it. Oh, because you've got your success. You've got your forward motion. You may not want to deal with this person. Just looking at the other cards on the table, the inner kind of makes sense here, particularly with that criticism card. It's like you're going to think about this long and hard. Really kind of look at the deets here, the details. Let's look at that Ace of Flames on the inner, please. My gods of fire, Aries, powers of the south. The Ace of Flames with the Fool. Both of you want to jump into this. I mean, new beginning, right? It's a lot. That's definitely a lot. This is Dionysus, my patron god. Grapevine Pentacle tattoo. Just jumping off. Just saying, I'm going to follow my star. I'm going to follow my truth. And jump. But it is subconscious. If you have not met yet, that would make sense. Because you just have this feeling inside of you can't quite put your finger on, so to speak. But if this is someone that you have recently met, that does make sense. There is a mutual desire here to jump into this. Now, just to point out, on the inner, you've got the universe, the world, Shakti, the life dancer in the past, and in your subconscious, you've got the Fool on the outside, so you might be ready. Well, let's say you might be willing. Are you ready? Are you able? Feels like able is on the table. Unintentional rhyme. If you're the destroyer with that balance, that 6 of Pentacles, but with that 5 of Wands, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So let's look at that. That Shakti, the life dancer, that completion of the cycle. Yes, that can certainly be this person is just done with this person, and they're coming around again with all that ace energy. But it could certainly be that they've closed out one chapter in their life and they're moving into another. What's this look like from the outside? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the death card on the outer with the completion on the inner of the world, of the universe. You're done. You're out. Your external part of this. You're no longer the same person you were as whatever this healed, cleared, completed, graduated from within you. Hades, god of the underworld, god of death. Just keep in mind, don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear the Reaper, or the wind and the sound of the rain. He is the ender of pain, the ultimate compassion, the one who takes you back to where you came from before this world. And not like he kills anybody. He doesn't have to do that. We're pretty good at that ourselves. So, you know, it's the 13th card in the Major Arcana. It's not the end of anything. But I will say, whatever this transformation is, you can't go back. Particularly not with... Why would you, right? It's like you've got the completion. You are at the end. You're already into this new life here. More rebirth shown here than death in the past. But it's like you can't unburn a cookie, right? It's not a change, it's a transformation. Taking it big time. Now, this is now the choice, right? You are where you are on the path. This is hovering over your head, so to speak. 4 of Pentacles on the inner, please. Gods of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south. Almost had a kicker. What's this look like? Lower 3 chakra dynamic. Another double whammy, almost a triple whammy. I'll show you why. Got the 6 of Wands. Here you got the 5 of Wands, right? If you're the one with the Destroyer archetype, 5 of Wands, putting the dragon to sleep, and here he is. Got it. Check. Someone call my agent and tell them I just finished that. Done. Dunzy. Onesie. And with security. This is a really good, healthy read. Thank God. Path of True Love reads. Not terribly traumatic here. That may not be your whole story. You may be struggling with some stuff here right now. Why I say it's a triple whammy. 6 of Wands, 6 of Flames in your lesson, and victory card, and the victory card here from the outside looking in. This feels like you're winning. I just wonder if you know that, if you're the destroyer. But if you are the one with the bully, that Ace of Wands on the inner, 3 of Wands, 3 of Wands on the inner, Ace of Wands on the outer. This is very confident, very strong, very Aries, I gotta say. All right, that card of criticism. Nine of Blades on the inner certainly can be overthinking because the heart's not open, right? When the energy gets here, we need to focus here. No one needs to know we're doing that, right? What's this look like from the outside looking in, inside looking out, lower three? Chakras. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, yes, I understand the wish fulfillment aspect of Nine of Cups. Of course I do. And this is certainly a card of that Eros and Psyche being given the blessing of Eros's mother, Aphrodite, in order to wed. They're already married, by the way, before this point. Long story. Long myth. Long time ago. But it's not a 10. It's not that true love card that is my true love card in this deck. But I also feel like just like the Nine of Pentacles is she who has her own, right? The single, but together have everything they need within themselves. Kind of feel like for an Aries, that's this. Emotionally, this is saying from the outside looking in at you, you're stable. You're emotionally stable and balanced. Like there's nothing here on this table that's given me that gut crunch, right? Saying, ooh, and I get them in just about every read, at least so far. So, you know, whatever this critical focus is inside of yourself, it might be necessary for you to maintain this balance, or at least take that from that balance of that success you have here in the earth. Again, if this is who you are in this reading, and really expressing that emotionally. And of course, this can be you on the outside really seeing, it's like, this is everything I've ever wanted. I got to analyze this. Third eye. Which is where Aries hits. The sign of Aries is right here. It's the brow and the nose. Dated a bunch, y'all. Nice head. How's your head? No complaints. Let's look. Six of Flames. Card of Victory in their lesson. So they're learning about play. Sorry, Victory is the next one. But that Six of Flames energy in their lesson. Learning how to be playful in this, right? Bastet energy. What does that look like from the outside looking in? Well, interesting. These cards look so similar that I thought perhaps after working with this deck for decades that they were two of the same. No, you got the Seven of Cups, but you can see why I would do that. Seven of Cups is about options, emotional options, right? This is Aphrodite presenting to her already daughter-in-law, but won't accept the marriage yet, the different options that she has if she really wants to stay married. To her son Eros, erotic god of love and romance. So you definitely have options about how you want to go about learning this lesson. It is emotional, but in your future, you do get to the 9 as a result of introspection. Now, I just got to say that playful vibe on this, there's nothing on this table that's indicating anything harsh or horrible. Yes, the Death card with the universe in the past does say that this has done its thing, right? Stick a fork in it. It's done at least on the inner, but major transformation on the outer, ready to jump into something new. This might be, you know what? You got to focus on one of these. I get it. You got to focus on one of these cups if you want to bring it into physical form to have the real experience. Right? It's the thing about options. You can't have them all at once. You might have them all eventually, but you can't have them all at once. And to really go with the one that lights you up. Your lesson is to trust your heart's desires. I'm actually teaching this tonight, the truth of what a heart's desire is, teaching it on Facebook. Right? What are your heart's desires? Not just intellectually go in, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, but what are heart's desires in general? Should take the class. Yeah, so you have options about how you want to do this. Some might feel better than others. Rather than go with just the pure passion of this, because it's playful, this is the one, like, play your role. Which one feels like this is matching my momentum, this is matching what I want, this feels right. Because there are many ways to get to where you want to go. Seven of Flames on the inner for looking at you from the outer, horizontal trajectory. What's that look like, please, my gods of fire, Aries, powers of the south? A lot of fire and water. Eight of Cups. Descent into the underworld, literally the next card. Go from the 7th to the 8th. introspection. So think of this as, well, it is Psyche descending into the underworld to go get a jar of beauty cream from Persephone to bring back to Aphrodite. Running errands to the underworld much? But with victory, this is the victory. This is the vibe you're giving off, walking away from something that no longer served you to get the 9th cup, the 9 of Cups. Very linear for a tarot reading, I'll say that for sure. The 8 of Cups, really, really going deep within yourself. Introspection, yes, walking away, but for me, it's never about walking away. It's walking either into the self, which is usually the case in the 8 of Cups, or into something that just feels better. Now, considering there is introspection on the table here and lots of emotional options in your lesson, this might be you pulling back to really find what feels like and to tap into your victory. A lot of momentum, but not shocked with an Aries. All right, their destiny, 3 of Pentacles, Aruru, the clay woman, molding that clay before putting it in the kiln. What does that look like on the outside? Lower 3 chakra dynamic. Come on. In their hopes and fears, how they alchemize their fate into destiny. They're led to gold as the destroyer or the bully. Here in this timeless true love read. I can wait. There we go. Queen of Wands. Now, this is an external card, as all of these are. This could be you're dealing with a Leo energy, Queen of Wands, for sure. But this could also be you. Granted, not the Aries, which would be the King of Wands. More fire on the table. But definitely fixed fire in terms of it looks good. I'm Leo rising. So it is that thing of the sun. See, the sun, although the sun does move around a greater central sun and galaxies are all in motion, blah, 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 blah. In our solar system, it doesn't run around and heat up the planets. It stays put and everything else goes around it. Fixed fire. But also creativity and good fortune. Very much this Bastet energy inside of you. So this may very well be, I don't think you're fronting. I don't think you're faking. I don't think you're, pretending here. I think you're in this creative mode on the path of true love, right? Really getting viscerally your wisdom, a nice solid foundation here. So we're looking at confidence. We're looking at courage. We're looking at a hero on the hero's journey, but probably not running all over the place. More sort of delegating, manifesting, putting your element of fire into the world. Just by you being you and being creative, this is even though it's fixed, it's not static. Like the fire in the kiln, right? Where'd she go? Clay woman. Oh, wonderful, the same card, right? So there is fixed fire here, even though this is definitely an earth card, because the temperature in the kiln, in the oven, has to stay at the correct temperature until it's done, right? Before, during, and then you pull it out after. So there is something here about your beauty, your creativity, your good fortune. I feel like you're very blessed on the path of true love in this reading, but let's get this last card down and then it's oracle time, right? And then we'll get you a healing mantra at the end. All right, gods, last card down, gods of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south, star on the inner. What is on the outer? Most probable outcome this timeline of this lifetime for this Aries destroyer contract. Double whammies all over the place. 3 of Wands, 3 of Flames, the bully here. It feels like the two of you, that there is a loyalty thing here on the outer, or at least there is a patience of saying, let's going to wait. We're going to follow our star, but we're going to wait here on this. It feels like the choice has already been made. It's just a question of waiting for things to fall into place. Because as I look here, most of the momentum seems to be heart, throat, third eye, crown. 8 of Cups here from the outside looking in. there's still healing going on for one or both of you, like healing ever fucking stops. But there is something here about, yes, I am willing. I am willing to wait. I am willing, that my choice has been made, but now I gotta wait for the cake to finish baking, to follow my star, to follow my inspiration, to take the guidance, the grace, the point of view of my higher self into consideration. This is lovely. Now, before I go in to the oracles, I just want to check here. Element of fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 20 cards on the table. All right. So there is a lot of passion. There is a lot of fire. Your fire element is well represented here, very dominant. Okay. We are going to get you 2 Whispers of Love oracles, one from the higher self of the Destroyer, whoever has the Destroyer archetype, and one for whoever has the Bully archetype. I just need to make some room. So in the first series, I always got to gauge this, the first reading of the series. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what are the whispers of love in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, timeless path of true love read? We've got a Destroyer on the table, someone with the Destroyer archetype, that's their whisper of love, and crossing their path, we have got someone with the Bully archetype in this path of true love read. Okay. Okay. So, if you are the one with the Destroyer archetype, success on the inner, 5 of Wands on the outer, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And that's what I feel, this process that you are in on the inner, right? That success, that balance. But you're dealing with some conflict. Appreciate this. Now, if this is not literal arguing, because you see that a lot on you're arguing back and forth, this can be a conflict in terms of I want this, but I also want this. I want this, but I also want that. Well, appreciate this. Oh, that would make sense with the emotional options in the lesson here. Not necessarily being pulled in 2 different directions, but it might be more than one thing that you really want. Like, I'll speak for myself briefly. I love living alone. I do. I love working from home. Like, I leave my house only for the necessities and I come back. I'm 53 years old. I know I don't look at things. So, like, running around the world doesn't feel like an imperative right now, considering what's going on. But there are also things. Sure, lonely comes in every now and again. I do the inner child work. So I can certainly appreciate what I have learned. And that might be what this is saying. Can you appreciate the wisdom and the balance that you already have here? So I'll tell you one thing for sure about being single. Not in any codependent patterns or contracts with anybody currently, and really loving it. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Unraveling codependency, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. So to really, the Destroyer archetype with this 5 of Wands, with this great success, 6 of Pentacles balance on the inner. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation gives you an opportunity to grow and find love. And I think you have. You just might not have grokked it yet. Stranger in a strange land. For the Bully, 3 of Wands on the inner, Ace of Wands on the outer, with that Ace of Wands on the inner for both. It's the Don Henley card. You got to get down to the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. This introspection that shows up here, right, in what's before you, the 9 of Cups on the outer. Oh yeah, that is a double 9. I didn't even realize that. Double 9. 9 of water on the outer, 9 of air on the inner. And this 8 of Cups going within, getting to the heart of the matter. This could be both of you doing it at the same time, or you're really getting the read for the Bully here. I think that's just a neighbor backing up. Yeah. Can usually tell the difference of the boop boop noise if it's the garbage truck, which is right outside my building. Okay. So appreciate this moment. The heart of the matter. You know, on the hero's journey of the path of true love, it's always nice to have a companion along the way, so how about a divine animals oracle? Please take a nice deep breath. You need the magnifying glass for this nano font they use in this very, very well-written book. Breathe. As I call upon the animal spirits and totems for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, who walks with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, who soars with them, who swims with them on the path of true love in this destroyer, bully, contract. Sea turtle! I like this one, sea turtle. Is that reliability? Stability! Stability, which we see here depicted in a couple of different ways, at least in a 6, not a 10. Card number 8, the sea turtle. Hey, dude. I'm gonna call it my Finding Nemo card. Oh, how lovely. Sea turtle, do not eat turtle. Card number 8. Hold on. I'm just gonna read the beginning and the end of these. This came up for one of the readings I did yesterday, I think. Take a breath. Take a breath. Just take a breath. Card number 8, sea turtle, stability. Operating from a stable base is advantageous. If you need help and guidance, ask for it, as you are loved and supported. I get that with that star in your outcome there. Delve deeply into the study of something rather than just skimming the surface. 8 of Cups on the outer. Do not push hard for what you want all the time. Instead, set an intention or direction and steadily flow towards this. 6 of Pentacles in the inner, 5 of Wands on the outer. Not every journey needs to be a difficult one full of drama. You do understand you guys are talking to an Aries, right? Joking, sort of. The magic. Sea turtle magic flows to us with stability and resilience. When you want something to come to fruition, but do not want to have to push very hard for it, as you perhaps have habitually done, I think that's what that death card did to you. It might have burnt that out of you. Ride the wave of sea turtle magic with its ease and surety. Sea turtles travel long distances, yet they follow the currents and hitch a ride. You too can do this energetically and refuse to be pressured. Sometimes you need to accept someone else's more stable helping hand so you can rest a little. A healthy part of the lesson of turtles. You know, I have to say that usually the dominant, like this is the one I think of as the Aries, just to keep my head straight because it's a general read. But a lot of this feels like the one with the bully archetype here too. It feels like the Destroyer has a bit more stability here, but there are lots of 3s and lots of 6s. And that element of water here is pretty present here too. Here it is. Let me check. Where's all the water? So where's your water? Nope. So we've got the 9 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. That's not tons and tons and tons. But I will say that go with the flow thing here with that sea turtle feels a little dominant. Last card down. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Doesn't matter which one of you is watching this, work the mantra. You are going to heal if you really get what these mantras are about, and they do take practice. Breathe. As I call upon my beloved Ascended Masters of the Path of True Love who have been with me since before birth for this lifetime, and probably others. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Path of True Love read? Dealing with the Destroyer archetype and a bully archetype here, appreciating this moment, getting to the heart of the matter with that sea turtle magic. Okay, right contact lens is starting to spin. I'm going to say that looking at this purely from the masculine point of view, I'm right-handed, that's why I'm saying that, is probably not the T. There is more introspection needed here. Things may not things may not be as they appear. I think is what's going on here. So please, what is their perfect healing mantra? regardless of which one of them is watching this in this timeless path of true love, for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. It's a little Thorgy Thor, if you know what I'm talking about. Your Thor. Let me read this from the bookiness of the book. Embracing worthiness. This is a big healing card, big healing mantra in this. And it's just interesting. I don't feel like that there's a lack of self-worth here. It might be about embracing this, particularly in we're such a tricky time, where someone who really knows their worth can come across, I don't want to say narcissistic, but full of themselves. Well, that's part of self-love too, right? You get to a point, and I touch into it rather often, where I'm like, all right, I don't care who shows up or who doesn't. If it's me and my cats and a few close members of my family and a few close friends, that's fine. And those are my soulmates, that's great. I'm down, all right? Because I can go in and connect with the divinity. You think I do before I do these readings, right? So let me get you this one, and then I'll put it all together with a blessing. Embracing worthiness. When worthiness dawns, you know that life has a bigger plan in store. You're able to navigate the highs and lows of each moment, aware of a greater cosmic force at play. Digging that. Worthiness grants you permission to honor all that you are and moves you in the direction that fulfills your deepest passions. And that's what's on the table. This sense of momentum, this sense of fire, which is passion, heart's desire stuff. This mantra is ideal for feeling more joy, working through creative blocks, and helping the body heal, because that sense of worthiness filling every cell of your body does feel amazing, but it's not a once and done. It is something that is built upon a solid foundation. And like it says, if this is who I'm reading here, that you'll be able to navigate the highs and lows of the journey. It's fine because you know you're worthy. You know everybody is, but embracing everybody is worthy of manifesting their heart's desires. Everybody, because your heart's desires are of the soul. They're not of the ego. The ego wants stuff. But the soul has desires, things it really wants to do in this lifetime. It usually gets them if we play along. So there's no question of your worth. But if you're coming from your ego or your personality, that can vacillate. This feels like someone who's really like, no, I've been through it. Like, I closed something out. I transformed. I died and rose from the ashes here. I'm going for it. So I'm going to appreciate this moment. And if this is indeed the one with the bully archetype, just do the inner work. Your loyalty is in place here. But, you know, go with that flow. Go with that stability. You know, ask for help as needed to get to the heart of the matter here, to embrace your own worthiness. A really lovely read. Not a lot. I think that the trauma is really behind you, if there was trauma here. Not that the death card indicates trauma, but certainly with that, appreciate this moment. You got a real strong ending here, and you got a real new beginning, but it feels like if someone was going to reach out to the other or say hi to each other for the first time or hi again, it's going to be the bully, the one with the bully archetype, who does that, because they're conquering their own inner fears that are bullying. What if they say no? Then they say no. I don't feel like the destroyer is going to here, but they could also be un peu intimidante, a little intimidating. Let's give you the blessing. Torch of Ariel. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, whether they be the destroyer, the one with the destroyer archetype, or the one with the bully archetype, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may appreciate this moment, that they may get to the heart of the matter with that stability, embracing their worthiness that is inherent, that is the divine part of them, that needs to be integrated all the way through as they've gone through this completion and transformation. And there's a lot of introspection going on here, getting to the heart of the matter, particularly with that criticism card of the Nine of Cups. But their lesson here is to choose their options in a playful way, in a balanced way, to understand that this is just another chapter in the book of true love. This is just another scene in their true love movie. And whether this is romantic or familial, because nothing is coming out and absolutely screaming that one way or the other, then may their path and their journey certainly reveal their destiny to them as they work on this, pulling back as they need to, but following their destiny, their inner guidance, their star, their inspiration, with great loyalty and patience, which is nice to see in an Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. So may they be blessed with all that they need, that they may heal, grow, learn, become, and fulfill their role in the divine plan, walk in the path of true love for the well-being of all of us. So motivate. And so it is. A lovely, lovely read, my Aries. Yeah, your outcome isn't so conclusive. It's a 3 of Wands, but that star card there, and really, Major Arcana 1, 2, 3. Only 4 Major Arcana cards on the table, unless I'm counting incorrectly, which is possible. Please don't make me do math. But otherwise, a really good read. You want to go deeper, you know how to do that. Video in the description box, booking a reading with Mal. And certainly do check out my description box. There's lots of good resource material down there, not all my own, particularly things on the path of true love, twin flame, soulmates, and all that. Thank you so much for watching, my beloved cardinal earth signs. Sorry, cardinal fire signs. Duh. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.